Do you want to get your team to get proficient in passing, but don't know where to start? Here are two frameworks of passing drills that build on top of each other from complete beginners to professional players. We'll give you the two sets of drills to get the experience they need in passing the ball while having fun and developing the skills they need to do that in a game-setting environment. Don't do all the variations at the same practice, just build them practice by practice over time. The first framework is with no opponents and the players are split into two groups. The second set of drills is with players split into groups of 3 to 6 players, so you can run 2 or 3 of these sessions independently. We assume you get some U6 through U10 players with very limited experience, but if your players have played soccer for some time, you might want to skip the first variations of them. As simple as it gets, split the team into 2 groups. Each red player has a ball, trying to connect passes with blue players as fast as possible. Blue players just passes back to the same red player. The red player that gets to 20 passes first wins, then the roles switch and the blue team gets to do the passing, while the red team is static. When this switch happens, it is a good time to do a very quick technical lesson on how to pass and how to receive the ball. Don't be harsh about making sure they pass it that way, but you have to show them, so they know different ways they can pass the ball. Astute players will notice that they can win by just passing back and forward to the same player, which practices passing, but the body positioning will remain mostly constant. So we add the rule that they cannot pass to the same player twice in a row. The previous game gave the players experience in basic passing technique of passing and receiving. Now, they get to experience a bit of first touch. As a coach, you should encourage and show them how the body positioning helps the first touch, and the first touch can be used for setting the ball up for the next pass. Smart players will see that they can pass to static player A, then to B, then to A again. So with this in mind, you want to add a bit more complexity and you create the game where the winner is the player that gets to connect a pass with each of the static players. This variation not only adds to the variations of first touch, passing and dribbling the players do, but also it adds to the scanning and decision making. All of a sudden the players have to lift their head up, scan and even strategize about making the shortest distance to visit all the players. With that in mind, the game will always be about doing the short pass and rarely try long passes. So, we add the next level. The rule here is to pass the ball, then make sure you receive it after running around another player. This will teach the players a bit longer passing technique, but also scanning and planning ahead. At the beginning they will pass short, then run around a player and receive short. However, as they get better they will do a longer pass and use the near player as the gate to go around. The magical pass and move mantra that many coaches ask for is practiced here at a very young age. We will give one more level to these games. Let's say that red team can only pass to blue team and blue team only to red team, same as before. However, once a red player passes, they don't get the ball back and instead try to get the ball from any other blue player. This means that they have to be available and signaling that they want the ball. The overlooked aspects at this age are the off-the-ball movement and communication. At this age some players just yell pass, and don't move and don't get the ball. So some players will be frustrated, and this will be a great opportunity to show them how to position themselves to get the ball, but also ask for the ball with their gestures. We made a video about how players communicate, so check that out, too. I would just give several notes for all of these variations. Firstly, spread them over multiple practices, so players don't get confused on the rules. Secondly, if you get to do level 1 and level 2 this practice, then next practice start with level 2 and do level 3. That will make them feel comfortable with something that they already know. Thirdly, don't skip the coaching points. You might have to talk very briefly about the first touch at every practice, likely for the next decade, so get used to it. Fourthly, don't forget to switch sides and do that quickly, not with long speeches in between. Finally, feel free to jump in yourself. The players need to see how a decent technical execution looks like. While the previous drills were always without an opponent, which is great for U6, you might want to get some pressure, even within a structure that will look familiar to them. For this set of drills, we will mostly keep the same structure of a square of free movement and 2 players on each side of it as endpoints. Again, we will have levels to it, so that we can build from basic knowledge all the way to proficiency over time. This is the only level of this drill without an opponent. The goal is to get players comfortable with shorter and longer passes. One player passes long across the box, then the other one passes to the player in the box, gets it back and passes back across the box. It is a technical drill to get touches, but if you want to make it competitive, challenge them to be the first group that gets to 30 passes. After that, make sure you rotate the players, so everybody gets to experience being in the box with short passes and movement, as well as outside of the box with long passes. To make it more challenging, after several practices, enforce the one-touch rule where all passes have to be one-touch, and that will help them think about how to set nice passes for each other. To make the game realistic in the next level, we add an opponent here. The player with the ball still has 2 options to pass. The player in the box can pass to either side, while the players outside of the box have the options of the long pass across or the short pass inside the box. This will force both the players in the box and outside of the box to move without the ball. Make sure you alternate both players, as well as the players that are passing outside of the box. So you will need 4 sessions of these just to make sure players experience different contexts. You can do this for around 2 minutes each, so with a few breaks for coaching tips, it will take around 10 to 12 minutes. The next level is to add another player in the box, but restrict the long pass. Give extra points if both players touch the ball. This will make 2 of your players have lots of off-the-ball movement and will start asking questions about how to move depending on how their teammate moves. It should help your players get some thinking about where to move, but also the defender about how to mark players. You can also make it a bit more interesting by adding extra points if the players in the box both play the ball before passing to the other side. Try to find the balance of not too hard to attack, but also not impossible to defend. The 4th level here is to play 2v2 in the box and 2 players outside of the box, with both long passes across and short passes inside the box are allowed. This combines everything both for attacking and defending. The technical aspect of passing is there, but also the direction is there, as well as the concept of safety back pass. The concepts of compressing in defense and expanding in offense can be repeated at the smallest scale, with only 2 players playing each way. The final level is to get a continuous game here, with the players outside of the box being just the safety for both teams. If the blue team recovers the ball, then they instantly become 4v2 by using the players outside of the box. Here are the final tips on these drills. Firstly, your best friend is the size of the playing area. You control it with your cones. Secondly, you will sometimes struggle to balance the play because 1v1 might be between 2 players at very different levels. That's okay, it's part of being a soccer player and a soccer coach. Sometimes interfere, other times just let it go. Thirdly, make sure you give them something to strive for and win. If they are 5 years old, they will not have the thought of improving over time. They will need something to win, like picking the ball for the scrimmage at the end of practice. Fourthly, improvise to balance the right number of players. You might need to jump in or put a small goal instead of a player to receive the ball outside of the box. All that is fine. Finally, there is lots of technical things to suggest and fix at this age in these drills. Try to focus only on the low-hanging fruits and not overcoach. Hope you found these drills useful. Let me know if they work for you in any drills or variations you use regularly. See you at the next one.